Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down how to revive a dead sales pipeline in B2B sales. Because the biggest thing is your pipeline isn't dead, it's just ignored. You guys got a lot of leads sitting there, people who booked calls a month ago, ghosted, said circle back next quarter, and your team just moved on. But the biggest thing with B2B sales is, sales cycles are long. And the truth is that every single pipeline that looks cold is full of warm leads that you just got to wake back up. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to revive that step by step to turn old data into new revenue. So first things first, like I was saying, you got to stop assuming that old leads are dead, because in B2B sales, timing is everything. When they said not now, they didn't mean never, and they meant I'm not ready yet. Maybe budgets were tight, maybe they didn't trust you yet, maybe they had internal chaos, but people change and businesses evolve. Yes, those could be smoke screens for they're not interested, but the biggest thing is they once filled out your ads or they once hopped on a sales call. So you have every right to continue to follow up with them and do so in a proper manner. And the biggest thing is that just makes your old pipeline a gold mine, especially if your approach is right. So before you start reaching out, you got to clean your pipeline. Your CRM should look like a surgical table, not a landfill. A lot of times when I peel back the curtains working with a bunch of these companies, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks horrendous. Things aren't tagged. Things aren't proper. So here's what you got to do step by step. Number one is you got to filter by outcome. You got to tag every single lead by where it died. Either a no-show, they didn't have enough budget, they ghosted, or closed lost. Number two is you should archive the junk. If they were unqualified or told you never again, delete them because you don't want to waste your time. And then number three is you obviously want to prioritize recency. So you want to start with the last 90 to 180 days because those are the lowest hanging fruit, and then move down from there. Once you get that, you want to build out your revival campaign. And there's three stages with this. There's human, emotional, and value driven. Stage one is you want to reconnect with contacts. You want to send a personalized message. And obviously this is if they don't respond, send a personalized message referencing your last conversation. For example, hey, John, we spoke a few months back about streamlining your logistics operations. I know timing wasn't right back then. Curious where things landed on your end. There's no pitch. It's just curiosity. And essentially, really what this does is it just reopens the door. Step number two is you want to add a trigger. You want to come back with a relevant update, something that gives them a reason to engage. Hey, John, look, we helped this company cut their booking time by 40%. Wanted to see if that's something that you're still looking in to solve this quarter. Because what you're doing in this is you're showing movement, not begging for attention. Step number three is going to be the pattern interrupt. If they still ignore you, send something unexpected. This typically, you'll getting all that you want. It could be, fuck off. It could be, hey man, I'm really busy. Call me back this time. Or hey man, yeah, I'm definitely interested. But you want to send a meme, a voice note, maybe a second bloom saying, hey man, figured I'd shoot this quick video instead of another boring follow-up email. Still curious if improving insert result is on your radar. Because biggest thing at the end of the day, this is just a last-ditch attempt, but people respond to humans, not templates. And like I said, really, after the third try, all you want is a response. Even if you get a fuck you, that's still a response, and it means that your messages are hitting. So, okay, cool. If they say fuck you, handle that objection. Hey, man, when you say fuck you, no, but seriously, if you do that and you get a response, at the end of the day, that's all you're looking for. And the biggest thing with sales is you're just looking for someone to make a decision. You're not going to close every single person. And realistically, you don't want to close every single person. At the end of every single call, you just want them to give you a definite answer. And this is essentially what we're doing here. Now, once you build out this campaign, you want to involve the whole team. You don't want to just dump this list on one rep. You want to run what we call a revival sprint. So number one, setters. They got to rebook no shows and follow up via phone or LinkedIn DMs or email. You got to start getting creative. Closers revive the closed lost deals personally. And then managers enforce this revival sprint. They got to audit notes, find patterns on why deals are dying, and really just overall fix the bottlenecks because you want to make it competitive. And anytime my sales teams are crushing it, it's because we have a challenge. So with this, it's like, hey, let's start a 7-day revival sprint challenge. Whoever revives the most dead deals wins. Because what this does is it injects energy back into your pipeline and in your team. Everyone wants the new deals, everyone wants the new leads. Reviving your pipeline isn't the most sexy thing or most exciting thing. But what this does is if you build an actual system and then build a challenge around it, you're going to start to add real revenue numbers without having to blow your money on more ad spend. This is optional, but it's kind of brief. You can also automate re-engagement sequences. So, email one, hey, are you still looking to solve X, Y, and Z? Just make it short, make it human. Email two, hey, quick update, insert relevant result or case study. And then email three, hey, should I close your file? The last one works wonders because it really just flips the frame. Really, all you're looking to do is just get a response. And then, if you want to do SMS or DM touch points, just send over a short 1-sentence check-in. Hey, man, still the right person for X, Y, and Z. Just keep it conversational, not corporate, because that's really the best way to sell. And honestly, if you're using very, very words, unless you're selling finance deals or something to a more corporate account, you want to keep it more personalized because that's ultimately what gets responses. So the biggest thing that no one tells you about is old leads convert faster. They already know who you are. They've already seen your brand before. They've already hopped on a call maybe. You just need to reignite the relationship. And most B2B companies obsess over new leads. Yes, getting leads through the top of the funnel is great, but the best operators are able to squeeze old ones for easy wins every single quarter. So the final advice, and if you're a business owner, you're absolutely going to love this video. If you're a sales rep, look, I'm sure you're not going to love it, but this is really what gets the job done. Is before spending more money on new leads, your focus should be to revive old ones, the lowest hanging fruit, the people who've already hopped on calls, people who've already been on setter calls, people who've already filled out interest. Because the biggest thing is they've already filled out a form before for Facebook ads, Meta ads, or they got a cold call and they hopped on a closing call. They once had interest. Really, all you got to go out there, reach out to them, get them back in the pipeline, because your next $50,000, bottom line addition is really just in last quarter's pipeline. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you're looking to get a system like this built out for your company, feel free to shoot me over a DM on Instagram at John P Mag right here. And we'll talk later. Thanks, guys.